Okay, welcome everyone. Bob, Gina. So, what's the sound like? Good, good. Okay. In that case, we shall start. Is any entries that you want to go and see, Gina, or that's happening in Aussie, or we'll just see what's on offer with Pound Aussie? Okay, no worries. So I was just consolidating at the moment. Okay, great. Okay. Well, in front of you, we have data report for Pound Aussie for this afternoon. Okay, so you can see it's had a couple of nice movements. One in the morning and one this evening. Okay, so with the river coming back, and you have to excuse me if I have to go and break for some lemon honey tea. I'm still in the throes of battling with a flu, so so now bring the river back because there's many lines in there. As far as the future line, obviously the trend line, but a lot of the work's done by the vertical lines because the LG River can actually see all those lines. So when it draws a vertical line, it has all that information at its fingertips, so to say, to use. Okay, so it allows us then to see when the alert comes and then confirm it. Okay, because in Windows 3 and 4, it actually uses the LGTMA, which obviously is the river. Okay, so the LGTMA checks actually does know the high and sell zones, etc. So it allows us when the shading for down is pink and when it's up, green. Yeah. Okay, so all the additional windows, including window 1, all has information about the river. So the main key things that we really need is actually a vertical line to be confirmed. Okay, because all we're doing is confirming that the vertical line, which is drawn based on the software, identifying that this is a significant candle, a special candle, and that it believes it's the right candle that meets criteria for a sell trade, yeah, when it's red, and that it believes it knows that the previous diamond was the highest current diamond, and that the special candle opened up in the sell zone if it's a red, that, and that if criteria is met, the minimum visual profit that we can mark that it will try to get to is the pink riverbank, yeah? And if it gets past that, it could aim for channel, okay? On the marked candle, we also have our default trade management lines. M15 is 30 pips or channels. So we know that the 30 pips is beyond the blue channel and 30 pips down is a 1-for-1 trade, yeah? So as you can see, the riverbank is about 42 pips away. So it's 12 pips more. So we've already got our minimum take profit zones. So with this information, is that if it's confirmed, that means the software, based on information and data that's got, that's the highest point, and that this special candle is indeed an entry point that we can base all our calculations from, and to take a trade that will reach the minimum and perhaps go further, and a signal to say that that trade has reached its minimum is when a current low diamond appears, which will have a dotted white line. Okay, so really with that, things like the white trend line and the yellow future line can be too much information, too much of a distraction, because visually we have enough to make these trades. Those other trades just tells us about the future and sometimes that might be just too much of an overload. At the most basic and simple is that if we've got a confirmed vertical line, it's going to go to the opposite riverbank, opposite channel, and if it doesn't get, and may go to 1, 2, or 3 for 1, they'll let us know where it's reached a minimum its minimum tipping point, where threshold's reached, by giving us the signal of the diamond. Yeah. So yes, it's great to have all those others, but a lot of times all that additional information will just cause paralysis. Yeah, because it may cause, and it may not cause you, and most of the time, and then sometimes it might be the thing in the background that we don't notice that could be causing you to overanalyze. Yeah, if we keep it really simple, confirm line, yes, blah blah blah, and do our trade management, we really don't open ourselves to that complication. And if we're only looking for 1 or 2, that's all we need. If I was looking for 5 or 6 trades a day, perhaps I might, all that additional information would definitely be required, because I have to be like a surgeon, in and out. Yes. So I'm not designing this system for surgeons or for anything. It's just for anybody that follows the rules in response to a vertical line that presents itself. Very simple, 3 steps in, 1 to 2 trades a week will make anybody's bank account grow. Okay, add that together with a group that puts it on WhatsApp, we might get 4, 5, 6, 7, but they're not all to one person. Okay, so community will help us get all that. All we need to do is get ourselves and respond to what we can and put it in a big pot of potentiality that everybody can take advantage of. Is there any questions looking at that chart that you may like to ask? If I can clarify. Or add. Okay, so we'll just make it a bit smaller. So things to note. Sorry. Thing to notice is that when you do your 8-hour report, it gives you the report lines. The price action is going to be working in the near future and current and near future. Yeah. And the price will be attracted and repelled as it approaches its extremities. Yeah. So over here, currently right now, what we can see is we've got a vertical line that hasn't completed, so we've got another 5 minutes for that to complete. Okay, so we can see price has pushed past the reversal line, the orange line, and got to the red stop line and past and outside the riverbank. Okay, so at this stage it's going through a lot of support and it's going to find it hard to go through. So we actually do expect it to actually bounce back off this green limit line. Okay, so over here price goes to the extreme, its behavior is they would like to get to normal. Normal is the center, river center line, yeah? So you can see the river center line, the orange timing line, all converging on the green limit line, yeah? Just above there. The distance between the pink stop line and the green limit line is 20 pips, okay? Because each of them is 10 pips away from the reversal line, okay? So if price wants to keep going down, it needs to go up. And if it wants to go down, that's how it's going to happen, yeah? So now price might go up there, resist, and only, whoops. And then may go sideways like this. If it decides that at this stage it's going to consolidate and try to go up to pivot, okay? So that's just happening. These are the likely scenarios, yeah? Or, as we said, it may just come straight down like that. They're the scenarios there. Because for it to go up, it will first have to go spike through, touch, bounce off it, find support at one of these report lines or the reversal, and then push up, because it's got to make this pink center line go dotted yellow. The way it can do it is by consolidating. Yep. So, but the reason why this is turning up is because price action has come to the extreme and it's coming up. So this dotted blue vertical line should, at the end of this 15-minute candle, stay there, where it have to, it won't. We'll see whether it's dotted. If it isn't, that means it's not confirmed, and it may take one or two candles more if price consolidates, or to then be dotted, because if it goes sideways long enough, it could repaint to a dotted yellow. Okay, so we'll leave this part there. Okay, so looking at this, the 5 minutes, this is the same low. This is still same current low. That's the 15. Okay, so we can see it's beyond the pink. Just give me a sec. Okay, sorry about that. So yeah, okay, so once again, under 5 minutes in extreme. So we expect price to want to come back to at least touch the center. Yeah, and to come back inside the river. So as you can see, it doesn't have too much more to get to its riverbank. Yeah. Okay. So we can see here it's moving above. Okay, so in the 5 minute, that movement is reflected what the 15 is trying to do. Yeah. Okay, so and here we have them 30. Okay, so price went up, got a vertical line, okay? And as we said in the piece, that if it's a confirmed vertical line, our expectation is that towards the opposite riverbank, which is the green riverbank, would be one of the zones that we mark, okay? 50 pips or channel, so 50 pips up. Okay, so 50 pips, 1-for-1 is nearly it's just a little bit less than to the river. So it's met its requirements. It didn't get a diamond, but we followed our rules for profit targets. It met 2 profit targets: the trade management line of 1-for-1 and the green riverbank. Yeah. And just above that, you can see the resistance band that was there, which adds the resistance to the green riverbank, which would explain perhaps why it couldn't go any higher to reach a diamond. Okay, and this definitely can happen. But what the vertical line is still correct, because that is the lowest price point of current low, and it was, and criteria was met, and trade management allows us to get that. Okay, so yep, okay. So once again, we work with the system and the expected profit targets, and we follow the rules of putting trade management lines. And we get a blue vertical line, that means it tells us to look up for our profit. Yeah, over here, when we go to confirmed red, it tells us to look down for our profit. If it's confirmed, it tells us where to look. So as you can see, doing this, we don't really need to have additional river lines like the future line there, because it can get quite a lot of those lines can cover up information. Okay, can complicate it. It can cause us to overanalyze. Overanalysis leads to paralysis. Okay, it's a term that I've learned to respect and to, yeah, and it corners you. Sometimes you don't even know that you're overanalyzing until you miss the trade and it's all unfolded before you, just like you saw it before you started overanalyzing it or before I started. So we can get into that trap of overanalyzing it. We've got a way of actually giving us our point and profit. The vertical line, once it's confirmed, points to our profit area, and we look for our profit. It tells us where our safe stop loss is. So it points out all this information. So we don't really require anything more than this for us to do it. So in simplifying the charts, as you can see, when price acts, well, our current diamond is extremes near, just below, or just like inside the river, on the river, or outside. These are the places where we're looking for and expect the price action will give us an opportunity to take advantage of the price movement. Is there any questions that I could just cover? Okay, so what we'll be looking for is this opportunity to take those trades. Okay, so okay, let me just okay. So let me just get rid of some of these ziggly lines, which I think we've probably taken information we wanted from it. So okay, there. All right, so in this movement where price has to come back in, gives us an idea of how many pips that there is in this movement, so that even though we may not get a opportunity to enter on here, this gives us information that there's momentum because the timing lines come below, price is outside the riverbank, the appearance of the vertical line suggests there's momentum, but not confirmed. So what that M15 does is confirm that if we had a vertical line here, it would give us the confidence of the momentum in this trade. Yeah. So, you know, if we had a vertical line there, or if we had a vertical line and had a diamond and the 15-minute was getting a vertical line, it could present us with a jumping diamond. Okay, but at this stage, we don't have a confirmed vertical blue line. And I will say that for the magic to happen, a confirmed vertical line is our best friend, yeah? So we'll just see, you know, the 30 minutes may give us a vertical line somewhere after that. If it truly wants to go up, you know, we may get a vertical line along here somewhere. Okay, so prices, well, really price has done a great deal of work already, okay, hasn't it? Why do I say that? Is that it went up 84 pips, came down 78 pips, so there's 250 plus, so that's 150 pips from the confirmed vertical line. So that's so yeah, so at this moment it does need to consolidate and for us the next risk alert to respond to. Okay, so but even as it bounces off here where the resistance is, price action is in the sell zone, orange timing lines come above it, we've got a dotted yellow and pink, so we will actually like to get back at least to the center line, and as the pink center line appears, suggests momentum, yeah? Not a trade we can get into, but that information 100% supports any vertical lines in other time frames. Okay, so with the 30 minutes doing what it does, and then you have these vertical lines appear in the 15, it basically supercharges your trade alert for a sell, doesn't it? It totally supports it 110%, giving ultimate confidence that price action will at the very least get to the opposite riverbank, yeah? And if it's that close to the green line, it will go to the green line as a minimum, yeah? And as you can see, there was the minimum target, 15. M15 is a 30 pip default or channel, so 30 pip profit, yeah? And having the 4 charts and be able to see it like that, you can see the shape, that same up movement and down movement with the orange timing line and all that supporting it. And you can see that same shape in M15 and M30. Okay, so these templates or this particular setup, this setup happens enough times in a week that yeah, it's pretty hard to not even get one a week, yeah? And you can see the same shape. That's in the 1 hour, 30 minutes, and the 15, you can see the same shape in the 5 minutes. Okay, so the H1, M30, M15 all supported jumping diamonds for the M15 and the M5. So we may have been able to take advantage in these trades, especially this star movement, because we did have confirmed vertical lines. There would have been 20 pips stop loss with 20 pip 1 for 1, 2 for 1, 3 for 1. Yeah. Okay, so getting 3 for 1's like having free trades. So even better to get in the back of one of these once a week will allow you to get a 2 for 1, 3 for 1, which basically is as good as getting 3 single trades or 2 single trades. Okay, so it's just making use of its simplicity and working with the rules. And doing that, the byproduct is you're going to get the obvious and the easiest. And the easiest always usually looks like the easiest. Okay, because it will be a fractal. And what a fractal means is that on the biggest time frame, you have the movement, and each time is a fragment of fractal. The 30 minutes is a fractal of the 1 hour. That means it's a smaller unit inside the 1 hour. It's got the same shape. It's like a snowflake. A big snowflake will look like a small snowflake. And you can see the general shape. Okay, so if I zoom out, you can see that same nice shape that we saw in the hour. Okay, so it has it's like, it looks like the 1 hour, yeah? So, and when you get it looking like that in multiple time frames, and I dare say for all the screen times that you may already had, you would have experienced and seen this. Okay, so we keep ourselves to these ones that presented themselves, and that's the reason why I got rid of all the additional little arrows, because really, once again, they're a distraction, yeah? Mini highs, mini lows. Okay, because if you get into one of these trades, you already know it's going to go there. Yeah? So if it's confirmed, it has to get the minimum there. So really, from there, you could have got entered in any of these candles. Okay? Because at any stage, you could have gone from price, measured it down to the line, and said, okay, 16 pips, but it hasn't reached there, and it wants to reach there, the minimum. The choice whether I want to enter into trade, because I know where my stop loss is. Yep. Okay. Their question there. Yes. Okay, good. So, and this is the beauty of it. We have 4 charts, and we limit the amount of lines on window 1, and so that we can see the shape of the movement. It's uncomplicated. It allows us to quickly match up the patterns, yeah? Because price wants to go from one side of the river to the other side, and when it gets there, it wants to go back to the other side. Okay, so why did the pip anyway? I was going to do my little chicken. Why did the chicken want to cross the road? Okay. Why did the pip want to get to the other side? Because that's its nature. It wants to go from one side of the river to the other. Okay, so we're probably coming to the end part of it. So you can see where we're because they wanted to get together 5 years. Okay, so and all you have to do is look at any of the charts at the river. Once it does get to a point to move down, it has to go in above, outside, back inside, and sometimes it has to find resistance center line and hugs it on, and then we're able to move down. Okay, so over here, what we've got is a positively jumping diamond, sell jumping diamond. We've got a pink center line here in M30. Looks like we've got a pink center line here, orange timing line above. Okay, price might retrace, etc., but the momentum's down. Okay, and momentum is still down here. But as you can see, at least the candles and price action has achieved its coming back to the center line, the pink center line. Now back to average, back to mean. Okay, so over here still has the potential to move further down. Yeah. Now the thing is, if we had a vertical line, we could then say, okay, it might want to go a little bit higher to get its diamond. We don't have a vertical line, so whether it gets its diamond or not, we don't have a confirmed line to say it has to get a diamond. More than likely will, but it's not confirmed. Whereas when we do have a confirmed one, we know if the confirmed red line is there, then it has a high and it wants to get a low, which it do. We don't have a vertical line, confirmed vertical line. We can't have that same truth or conviction that it has to get a diamond up. Okay, and we don't have a vertical line, even if we want to. Which candle do we use? Yep. Okay, so you can see that really without a vertical line, we don't have a special candle to do our trade management, and it leaves us at a place that we don't have to accept. Okay, because this is without that information, it's not a trade we even consider. Because why should we when we have great trades when everything follows our process, and we then have the identified confirmed vertical line to use? Okay, so this is certainly what it certainly can be doing. So if that's the case, yeah, so if that's the case, the only place it could do is really be attracted to the channel line or the profit target. Okay, but the job is we do have this line here. Okay, price may consolidate and may give us another blue vertical line. Okay, but what we do have is we do have current low diamonds in 15 and 5. Okay, price is sit at extreme on the M30, even though it doesn't have a diamond. Price action went outside the river. Okay, so its fine resistance is bouncing off. Okay, so prices come down already 80 plus pips. So yeah, you can find resistance there. Okay, it needs to consolidate, and it's got more momentum. We'll actually see it displayed. Okay, so I would imagine the next half an hour to 40 minutes, we should see some action there. Okay, so, and over here, yeah, we still got room. Yeah, for prices spike a little bit more at once. But you can see the benefit of the vertical lines. Yeah, vertical line gives us all the information to manage the trade, where to enter, stop loss, etc. No vertical line, no special candle to go and work our trade management and to point at our profit targets, etc. So chalk and cheese, which is the best trade? Yeah, no trade, trade. Okay, so we only take the things that meet our criteria and that has been identified by our templates and software. Okay, so there's no questions. I'll say goodnight for tonight, and I'll have this uploaded in 20 minutes. And have a great week of trading. Okay, so okay, cool. Okay, cool, excellent. Take care, and yeah, screenshot posts, and I'll answer anything that comes through. Thank you. Good night.